Welcome to the Finance God channel.
The importance of financial means. They say money can't buy happiness. That is not entirely true. In today's world in America and all around the globe, money is the predominant means to attain the necessities of life. Whether to buy food, pay for shelter, or just about everything associated with existing in today's world all depends on the availability of having enough money to do so. In many instances, the lack of financial means puts individuals in very stressful situations. We can conclude having the financial means could very well equate to a person being somewhat happy. This is because when one has financial support behind them, the stress level should dissipate. We're not saying that this is true for all individuals, but having money puts a person in a capacity to be able to use that resource to reduce stress associated with not having enough money to pay for such essentials as housing, food, or medicine. In our fast-paced world where the basic necessities of life are becoming more expensive than ever, one would think that all the technological and scientific marvels at our disposal would somehow reduce many of those costs. That is not the case today. In fact, in Flint, Michigan, for example, access to fresh, clean, safe potable water is actually money-driven. But it is not only those in Flint, Michigan that are having water woes. All across the country, water rates continue to spike. And, like everything else, it is the poor that continue to suffer just because they lack financial support. It is a very sad commentary for our times when so much wealth is hoarded by so few. Much of the world's anguish would be avoided if there was a lot more balance in societies everywhere. Someone once asked what money can't buy. When we say it can't buy happiness or health, think again. Just look at the mortality and obesity rates of the poor compared to those few at the top of the income ladder. Also, look at the emergency room where millions of people flock to just for minor health issues. They are there because they can't afford health insurance. Money, or lack of, plays a vital role in every one of these issues. Without access to living wages, society, especially in the United States today, breeds a whole slew of problems. It was Dr. Martin Luther King that stated giving people the financial means, like establishing a universal income for all, would reduce poverty, reduce crime, and pretty much ease the burden of parenthood. In fact, the greatest economic boost for any society comes from that society being able to achieve the Williams theory of economic evolution. That being having more people with enough disposable income to spend, pay down debt, and to save at least 10% of that income. We have to always remember that money is basically a tool not just for the wealthy but for everybody. Used wisely, it can be an invaluable asset, and if used carelessly will cause more problems. But when our society, where the majority of the population doesn't have enough financial resources at their disposal, we see the results. And they aren't good either. In every major city across the country, the plight of the poor, the impoverished, and the destitute are painful reminders of how out of balance our whole society is today. The health of any nation depends on the health, vitality, and overall well-being of its citizens. When the majority don't have any one of these attributes, that nation experiences a decline. In the United States today, we are in decline just because of the enormous imbalance of our society. The wealthy are already getting wealthier while the majority of Americans are getting poorer. If this trend continues, the fate of the United States is in grave danger. Now the question is how to achieve that balance in our society where millions of Americans will have the financial means to live a healthier and productive life. It starts with what Dr. King said many years ago about establishing a universal income. That, along with the much needed governmental reforms that are detailed in National Economic Reform's 10 Articles of Confederation. Only by implementing these reforms will the people of the United States be able to live healthier and more productive lives. In doing so, we'll secure this nation's future.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.